Progress. That's the name of this particular game. Well, this game's Football Manager, but Progress, that's what we're aiming for this season. Hello folks, welcome back to AFC Thames with me, DoctorBenjyFM. Good to see you. You currently find me in the middle of July. As I sort of said it yesterday, there'll be an update. I don't know if it would be in sort of stream or in this sort of format, and we have to talk through then what we've managed to achieve in the transfer window, some mistakes, some really good positives, and it won't be an extra long video today. You can see that. You can see YouTube works in mysterious ways. It tells you how long the video is going to be before you've even watched it, unless it's a premiere, which this isn't, because you're watching it at your leisure. So welcome, viewers. Right, so you can see straight away, last season we were down there. 21st was our prediction pretty much in the last two seasons, and now what we're at a spot at is 9th. 25-1. A chance maybe then at the playoffs, right? There are some good sides ahead of us. That's worth noting. Maidstone have come down, Aldershot have come down. They're two good teams. So we're going to have to be at our best this season, and the best of Thames we've not seen for a little while. But this is the struggle. This is where the restart truly begins, as the squad hasn't been completely gutted. Don't worry about that, but it's been changed. Let's take a look. So this is the list of comrades we've got to play with this season. You should firstly note that the players at the bottom: John Christie, Elsid Manning, Sheldon Maskell, Marvin Yule and Abdul Jackson. They are all players that have come through our youth system that I'm now deciding that they are going to have the chance to be in our first team in the same way that Dean Fleming has, right? And Dean Fleming has played a lot. They look, I mean, you see the 5-star sort of potential and you get excited, but then you look through them and you realise, well, maybe they're not overly 5-star potential. But we'll bring them through. That's going to be part of this restart. Part of this project is bringing through this youth and attempting to use it. And hopefully, looking at this team here, you can see some familiar names still within it. Malachi Reeves there, Lewis King, Angus Brunt, Franca Cohen, as well as Lloyd Marsh-Hughes, right? And system-wise, I've had to make a tough choice between playing a 4-2-3-1 or this, which is a fluid counter-attacking 4-2-2 system with a wing on one side, inside forward on the other, and trying to find a way to make this team tick. Now, of course, there are some new faces here and some new players that you can see based on star ratings. You've caught the eye of Adam Smith, who signed, and I can't really believe he signed, but welcome to him. As we talk through then the players that have come in, before we do that, let's take a look at our transfer history. Let's take a look at the players that have been released. And it's a list of familiar names. Hopefully, my head's not quite in the way. Craig Ross, the goalkeeper, the older goalkeeper, has gone. Rasulo has finally left. Probably about time, really. MJ, David Fisher, Billy Hose, Will Moses, Aaron Cool, Ollie Harfield, and Renard Calder, which is the big one, really. The story of Renard Calder is one of the saddest stories ever told. I didn't really want to let him go, but he was on 250 quid a week, and I had my eye on this other player. I thought, I'm going to have to release one player to get another player in. So I will sacrifice Renard Calder, who's had, a quieter season the last couple of seasons. And what I'll do is I'll bring in Eamon Edwards, and then the board went, we can't afford this, so no. So we didn't get him. The plan was to play him as a right-sided winger. Maybe we'll still achieve the possibilities of getting him. I'm sure other teams are interested, I suspect. Yes, they are. And we'll probably miss out on him. But to me, attribute-wise, more than maybe stats-wise, looks like the sort of perfect player to have on that right side. A lot of quality, just not happening right now. In terms of players we did bring in, though, and we have brought some players in. Some of you will have noticed the name Sonny Best there. If you're a fan of Work the Space, I'm sure you'll be familiar with him. I know why Jack signed him. When you put in key attributes of speed and dribbling, he comes up. So, someone that we will potentially have at the club playing on that right side as another option for us if needs be. But talking through then the rest of the players that have come in to the side, if you go on all transfers here, you can see then 7 names have joined AFC Thames. And let's go through them. One of the most curious is the one we're going to start with. That's Thomas Ings. Now, Thomas Ings on the surface, right, looks like a pretty good right back. 3-star current ability, decent potential, great physical attributes, decent tackling, decent marking. As a fullback, you can't really ask for much more. What's curious about Thomas Ings is the season he had last year. 39 games for AFC Russian and Diamonds in a division slightly below ours. 10 goals, 8 assists, 13 Man of the Match awards. From right back, set-piece specialist? No, just to observe, not a set-piece specialist in the slightest. I don't know how a man with these sorts of attributes has done this. You might think, well, maybe he's on penalties. Maybe he is. There may be a decision to be made upon Thomas Ings, whether those stats are true, and whether I've signed a player who shouldn't really be performing that well. Either way, excited to use him. He's going to come in at right back for us. Barnes, no longer our first choice right back, so welcome, Thomas Ings. Next up, a backup centre-back option. You love to see those, don't you, viewers? Jamie Wrench comes in. Of course, we've lost a couple of right backs that have been released, and he, despite looking average, technically, mentally, and physically, is probably going to be fine as a third or fourth choice, as I knock over poker chips, third or fourth choice player for us. Comes from Stafford. I think the good thing about a player like this is that he's not going to require to start every single game. He's very, very consistent, by the way. 3 seasons in a row, 6.83. He knows his mark. It'll fit in around here with that sort of average rating too. But no, not going to start for us, but doing bench backup centre back. Welcome. If you can hear Doug in the background, by the way, he's supposed to be having a nap. He's not having a nap. He doesn't do... No, it throws my schedule out completely because he's not screaming quite as loudly as he was before, though. So, every cloud. The next man we've got is going to be a central midfielder, potentially defensive midfielder with still a little bit of potential, maybe. Welcome Aaron McCready to the side. Decent passing, okay tackling for this level. Basically, if they've got a yellow attribute, we're loving it. Green, God blimey, look at it. And that's what he's got in agility and acceleration and aggression. Perfect, really, for a ball-winning midfielder, whether he's playing that a little bit deeper or playing in a central role. A great sort of player to bring on if I'm winning in a game and want to hold on to a lead. Aaron McCready will be our guy. Next up, another right wing option. We're trying to bring a few different ones. And again, you look at the likes of Jamie Fish, I think his star rating is maybe a little harsh. Really good pace, again, decent aggression, good dribbling, crossing ability to be desired. But yeah, the physical attributes on him, I think, are really, really good. Stamina, work rates, maybe a little bit of an issue, but generally speaking, off the bench, late in games, if we need someone to just try and burst past a defensive line that are tiring after 70 minutes, then Jamie Fish is our guy. Joins us from Worksop Town. I think he'll be fine. Look, he's not had a great career so far. He's coming in as a backup. He knows that. I know that. We all know that. Jack Thorne up next, and this is quite an interesting one. Playing a fullback, he reminds me of Calder in that he's a really good player technically, and his mentals are decent as well. But that acceleration and crossing ability lacking a little bit for a fullback in my side. He may well be the sort of player that eventually, if we bring in a better left back who's a little bit more physical, maybe you can move him to a central midfield role, whether that be more defensive or even centrally playing just sort of as a box to box type player, ball winning midfielder type as well. They seem to go hand in hand, I find, in FM. Decent current ability, going to start off at left back for us. I think the technical qualities he's got, positioning being 10 as well, is pretty good at this level. Little concerned, of course, by his acceleration and some of his defensive attributes, but I think, yeah, having a natural left-footed left back is preferred. There were some right-footed ones I could have played there that I wasn't really a fan of, but welcome, Jack Thorne. I think you're going to be decent. Moving on to Flynn Lincoln next, and another pacey wide man. Probably going to play a fair amount for us, though. Flynn Lincoln, you can see there then, really good acceleration. 16 acceleration, 13 dribbling, decent work rate, decent leadership, and again, pace, natural fitness, all the things you look for in a winger, really. With, again, a little bit of potential, so could improve in a few areas. Still only 22 years of age. Wiston Town have let him go last year, 7 assists, so not too bad. Hopefully does similar things for us after being released by Colchester 4 or 5 years ago. So, Flynn Lincoln, welcome to the team. And we've been saving the best till last here, viewers. Adam Smith, the free transfer, joins, and you can see why I'm quite excited. Ignore his technique, ignore his work rate, focus on his physicals, his off the ball, his composure. Even his first touch dribbling are decent, and 10 finishing at this level is going to be absolutely fine. This is a man that can potentially take us to that next level. His goal scoring for me is going to be... Well, it's going to be everything, isn't it? If we can get the best out of this guy, then who knows? The sky seems to be the limit. He's not really had a chance so far. He's been at Oxford United in League One. They've not played him. He comes to the Vanarama South, and this is going to be his chance. Last season, I looked at this before I signed him, right? 18 starts, 19 goals non-competitively. So in sort of, what would it be, friendlies and stuff like that, under 23 games, that type of thing. So... Adam Smith, welcome. You could be crucial, and he's a real person as well, Adam Smith. So who knows? Maybe I can get him to do a video cameo at some point. Who knows? Right, Adam Smith, though, welcome to the team. Great to have him on board. And yeah, this could be a guy to really start us off on the right track, right? Him and Marsh Hughes up front, definitely going to be the combination I'm going to use this season. A nice difference of pace and a little bit of creativity almost with Marsh Hughes. Can play as a midfielder at some points too. That to me seems like a good striking duo. Doug disagrees. I'm sorry if you can hear him, viewers. He's a 5-month-old, so it's not. I've got little control over his audio. If I could just tweak it to viewers, just turn it down. Lewis on the right hand side then is going to be cutting in for us rather than playing on the right. Again, we've got this right-sided issue at the moment, but I think he'll be decent as an inside forward. Lincoln, as mentioned, we're going on that side really, really quick, hoping just to get the ball out to him get forward, mate. Put crosses in. That's all I want you to do. This is where the jewel in the crown comes a little bit, really. Having Brunt in there, Angus Brunt, alongside a Cohen. We had them last year, but it was what was around them that was maybe the issue. Really pleased. Ings, of course, now playing at right back. Really solid, 19, room to grow, love that. Thorn, a little bit more experience on the left-hand side, as we just talked through. At the back two, King, Reeve, they're going to be our starters this season. A little bit worried about them aerially, like the King, Reeve's 6'2", but 5'10" on the other side for King, not the best. Malachi Reeve, though, still decent at this level, not too concerned by that. And then Fleming in goal has some great games and some not so great games, but I think that probably goes for all keepers at this level. 5 clean sheets in 36, this is his season. If he doesn't have a good season this year, he's out on his ear. We're bringing someone new, or hopefully begin to promote Manning, who could maybe be the future of this. Maybe not. Okay, so we're off to sign someone. But the team then is pretty set. Off the bench, the likes of Cousin Brad Carr, Sonny Carey, who's here as well. If we have to change to a 4-2-3-1, we can definitely do that, which is key for us, really. But I'm hoping, 2 up front, Marsh, Hughes and Smith between them, I'm looking for 40 goals plus this season, and that should propel us into those playoffs if all goes correctly. As I say, this is going to be a slightly shorter video. I said I'd update you. We don't play our first league game until October, so I didn't want to have to not record a video today and not make one, especially when we made so many good signings. I'm trying to fill the fixture list with friendlies to keep us fresh throughout as we get closer to playing Truro City. That will be tomorrow's episode. And yeah, I suspect there may well be a couple of other signings made, if possible. Budget-wise, financially, it's not great. So no transfer budget, overspending on wages, but at this point, I want to get promoted. So needs, must. If you're looking forward to the rest of this series then, and the upcoming season, do drop a like on the video and make sure you subscribe to keep abreast of all things AFC Thames. Yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this little rundown, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Best signing, worst signing, let me know in the comment section. And I know it's Adam Smith, but it could be Thomas Ings. Who knows? See you later.